Okay, thank you. Welcome to our talk. This is the last talk of the day, Postman and Newman for your CICD. So we begin with a pool. So if you have a mobile phone, computer, or anything else, you can go to this website, www.menti.com. Okay, you use this
This
code.
Is just a small poll.
Yeah. We want to know before we start.
We let you like 2 minutes to see if you know or use any of the tools we will show today.
Okay, good. Okay, I know that some of you think that, what is this talk? You talk about Postman. Well, Postman is something that we already know for maybe forever. It's a bit long. It's I think it's 2012. But don't worry, because we have also Newman, which is Newman. Okay, good.
So a lot of you obviously know a lot of Postman, but not Newman. That's good because we'll show you now how to use it and why you should use it.
Okay, I think it's okay. Okay.
It's back.
Good. So let's start with about Postman. So this Postman, is start as API testing tools. You remember that this Chrome app application. Now it's a standalone application. Now, it turned out as a company. So it's a company that work on more on collaboration, perform API development. So you can have share workspace, mock service, mock server, public documentation, monitoring, etc. So if you are interested in this kind of that stuff, you can go to this website. And also they are building a community, which is also the website. So you can see that a lot of people are using Postman. And a lot of posts, maybe some feature requests, etc.
Yes, and we'll talk about Newman. So what's Newman? It's the command line tool for Postman. So with Newman, you can run anything you created in Postman on your favorite terminal and see the result. So we'll show why it's really useful in a minute. It's also an open source project and an NPM library. So it's very easy to integrate in any nodejs code or integrate it directly in your project.
So who are we? Okay, my name is Bowie, Brotosumpeno. This is my tweet link. Don't it loud.
And I'm Xavier Thery. So you can add me on Twitter as well, but I don't post really often. So you can follow us.
Okay, let's talk a bit about our company. So we are from Agencia. This is a TMC, a travel manager company. Which is we are from Expedia Group. You see here we have a lot of brand, and obviously we love travel. But maybe you don't know that we love also technology. Okay. So this could be you. Okay. Some guys comes to you and say, "Hey, I want my app to be working, well tested, monitored. I want it now and I want it cheap." So how you can respond to that?
Sure, we'll do it anyway.
Okay, let's go for the demo. So
we'll show you our little app.
Yes, Xavier, please show us our application.
So we built a flight service.
Careful.
Yeah, it's quite simple. There are two main APIs, searching and booking. So as for the search, it works like this. You put an origin, like Paris CDG, a destination, like Toulouse, and a departure time. So we'll say like in 1 month.
Yes. 2009, 19.
Yes. And what you get is, yes, you have to authenticate.
So this is very secure.
What you get is a list of flight, actually.
Okay, you have airline, flight number.
Yes, with some useful information. And if you take a flight number, we can use another API, which is price. You copy the flight number, and then you get more information about the price.
Here we can see we have more breakdown.
You could have yes, a lot more information. And then we have the booking API, which is a post API. So we need another tool.
Obviously, we cannot test post with just browser.
Yes, so we could use curl or any tool, but you know that we will use Postman.
Postman, of course.
So what you can do? You can create a collection in Postman for our flight service. Again. You can then add requests for the search, for example.
Okay, here we have search. But Xavier, wait a minute, it's a bit manual, no?
Yes.
It's too long because we have 4 API. It's very big. So can we do something about it?
Yes, you see that if we do that, it will be a lot of manual input. So we have already our service working and running. And what you can do today is really easily create an open API specification or Swagger and generate it from your Spring API here, for example. So actually it's directly on the root. And here, if some of you already know Swagger Open API specification, so you get the documentation of your API. So we did this just by adding a simple a library to our Spring application. You could do that with any application. It's not really difficult to do to generate those things now. And you can also do the opposite. Create your OpenAPI specification and generate the code from it.
Okay, here we have the OpenAPI specification. So what we can do about it?
Yes, we see the search, the price, the booking. So if we take it and we copy it to Postman, for example, we can you see here that we have our flight service directly imported with the search, the call for price, and our booking, and the get booking, which is just to poll our booking.
Okay, good. So how we can test this?
So if we want to test it, you see here that we have some parameters that Swagger generated. So we need to create what's called an environment in Postman to fill those parameters. So here we are on localhost.
So this means you can also create multiple environments, such maybe you have UAT environment, production environment, or dev environment. Here we are using a local host. And for each environment, you can specify things that difference between them.
Yes. Wait.
Okay, easily.
I didn't save. Wait a minute. Okay.
Okay.
What? Just a small problem.
Oh, demo effect.
Yes. It's not saving.
Okay, the canals.
Okay, if it doesn't work anyway.
You need to add first.
Yes, but I don't know.
Go here, go here.
Sorry.
Create environment.
No, it's the same. Wait.
Okay.
I will switch to something else. Wait. Yes.
Okay. Oof.
Okay, I don't know. Actually, you can define also parameters for other things, like the origin, for example. So if I show you this, you can create a parameter and add it to your environment. So now we have it.
If you see that all the parameters is already is like prepared in the Postman, so you can see at the query params they are already created for you. So you only need to populate
Yes.
with the right.
We also need to add our authorization we saw on the browser. So you can do this on the on a per request basis, or for every request if you directly set in the collection. So here we use basic auth. So you can set it, and then on each request you can just inherit from the collection.
You need to HTTP.
Yeah. I copied it so much time that. No, it should be fine.
Yes. Okay, if we try, it should be fine. This is this one.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's case specific.
Yeah. So we see our request with the same result like before. Wait, I'll show you there.
Okay. So let's go to test pricing.
If we take the price.
So we need a flight number. You just copy it. So if you see in the path itself, if the question is the parameter is in the path, you will do this 2 points and the name of the path.
And as for the booking, so our query just take a pricing. So you can see that OpenAPI field with the spec. So I take the first one I chose, and you will have your booking. So you see that there is an ID, the booking is pending.
So now we need to see how the booking is going.
Yeah.
We need to get the booking status. So say 8, I think.
Yeah. So if we take the booking 8, we see that
it is success.
It
okay.
is successful.
So, but this is like one by one. Is there a way that we can run it in collection? Because you say this is in collection.
Yes, of course. So I prepared some collections, so we don't have to
to create it.
To create them manually and have the problem we just have. So I just copied the search, the price, the booking, and the status from the spec. So it's the same thing. But I put everything in parameter.
Okay. But wait a minute. Since this is a flight, you want always to search a flight in the future. But we have data. And data, we don't want to put it as constant. So we need to have something like dynamic
yes.
to update always the data in the future.
Right. So for the date, you see here that we have a pre-request script. So What's that? It's just a piece of JavaScript that will be executed before your request. So here what we did is just create a date for the next month, and we use some Postman APIs to modify the environment. This way we will always have a date that is valid for our test. And as for the test, so it's also JavaScript, but executed after the request. So what we did is that we just check some basic thing here, so that the response is okay with status 200, and that we have the right number of flights. We can also set environment variable that will be used for the next request. And what you see here are just some Postman APIs again. And as for the test, you see PM response and PM expect. Postman actually uses try.js for its tests, so you can see the try.js library and use the same.
Okay, so how we can run this test?
So you can directly run the collection with Postman again.
Why is that? Okay, get booking status is a fail, obviously, because the book is an asynchronous. So booking takes longer than the delay between a book and get booking. So we need some delay here. How can we do that?
Yeah, here we are too fast, so we need to modify some stuff. So actually with Postman you can set some delay between each request.
4,000. You need more, it's a millisecond.
Yeah. So I put 4 seconds. And you see that here we have to wait between each request. But we hope that it will work now.
Yeah, but you obviously see that this is not a very good way to test, because the only delay that we need is only book and get booking. The others, we don't care about it. So it's another way to improve it, Xavier.
Yes. So here we add a delay between each request. What we can do is use some endpoint that Postman provides for us. It's called Postman Echo. And the one that is really interesting here is the delay. Here we have 3. You can see here. And if I make the call, it will wait 3 seconds before answering. So what we can do is copy-paste this delay between the booking and the status. And normally it should work.
So for your information, Postman Echo is like a tools from Postman. If you want to create a REST client, you can, and you don't want to create any endpoint, you can use this endpoint as your endpoint. So it provides many things, and you can use it. Oh, yes. Okay, this is working. So we have delay response here, okay, and the booking is passed. But sorry, Xavier, that I still don't convince on it, because our booking can be 4 seconds, 5 seconds, so it's like hazard, random, sorry. So this is not very optimum way to do it. So is there any way, again, to improve?
So we also prepared some better version of it. So actually, as I said, what you put in pull request script and test, those 2 tabs, is just JavaScript. So you can do anything. So what we did to solve this problem is that during the booking, the get booking status, we made a loop using JavaScript set timeout and Postman API set next request. So we are setting the next request to itself every 1 second if the booking is not successful. this way, we will try until our booking is okay.
So this is a very basic loop. You can say this is a workflow. You can think of another configuration, maybe depends on the context. But let's test this.
Yes. So if we run this, now we see that we are running get booking several times. And on the last time, our test is successful. So we are not doing the test on every get booking request. We are doing it only on the last one when it's successful, so we can check other things like is it the right flight number? Do we have all the information we need?
Okay, but obviously this is still in on all posts. You need a tester or developer to test it from his PC or Mac. So that's why we need Newman, I think.
Yes. So in the slides we talk about Newman. So what's interesting here is that you can export your request as a file. You can export also your environments as a file as well. So if I show you very quickly, maybe those files. Let's see. Wait.
Wait a minute. So it. Yes.
So you see that those files are just plain JSON file. You can really read the request and the test. So if you want to put them in your versioning file system, you can do it. You can do reviews on them. It's really easy to use them. And now, if we want to use it, so as I said, Newman is an npm library. So I already installed it. It's just npm install Newman. And it's really complicated command line. It's Newman run, some options that we'll show you, your collection, and you will see the result. So here, my collection. So it's the collection I exported. As an option, I put my environment.
Yeah, I think it's Newman run.
Yeah. Wait, just a minute.
Okay. So you see that we did exactly the same thing with Postman and Newman. You have this beautiful reporting. So good. This is working?
Yes. So we have the same result in the UI and in the command line now.
So obviously this is a Newman, it is an NPM, so we can now integrate it into a Jenkins CICD. In our case, we are using Jenkins.
So that's actually what we wanted to do from the beginning. So it's really interesting to have a command line because now you can include it anywhere. So if you have a Jenkins file, for example, with many stages, build, package, acceptance, deploy, in your acceptance test, you can use npm to run some command. And in this case, if I show you the package.json, let me show you. We have our Newman command line. So Newman run collection with the environment. Just a small thing that we added is the -r option that are the reporters. So you saw already the CLI reporter with the table. There are other ones, HTML, JUnit. So you can add them and use them for your own reporting.
So what I would like to say is that Newman is very customizable. If you want to add your own reporting, you can do it. And here we show that we add many reporters. So can we run the test with Jenkins file?
Yes. So I will just change one small thing in the Jenkins file so you can see it running. So I will change the version. And actually we put a commit hook, so our pipeline will reload on any commit. And now okay.
Okay.
So we have a pipeline on Jenkins. Let me reload it.
You can just remove the pipeline.
Yes. No, we put a local commit hook.
So this will take time.
It was just for the demonstration. So here we see that
the build is running.
We are building, packaging, and we will see on the acceptance test our Newman collection actually running. So
we let this run for now. So we just want to show another things that we can do with Newman. Here, this is a new application, so we don't have many users now, but we want to monitor to see this available every time. So our idea is to put Newman as Lambda, AWS Lambda.
Yes. So as we said, Newman is just a NPM library, so you can put it in your JavaScript code. And it's very easy to integrate in Lambda, for example. So we made a monitoring Lambda. So we won't show you the whole code, but the important thing is that we require Newman, the library Newman. And then we have the Newman run part with some options. So the options are just here, the collection and the environment. We see here that there is another one, the global. So it's just some other environment that we can set that will override our environment and the reporters.
Okay. So for you, this AWS Lambda is already run. And for as monitoring, we need to be alerted. In this case, we are using Slack. So there is some Slack webhook we are using here.
Yes. So we see here. I will show you here that we just put some Slack webhook to have our result directly on a Slack channel. So if I modify also this.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, and I have the command line to relaunch the function. So the function will be redeployed. We can see in the meantime our pipeline that finished. So we see here that we had an npm run that ran our Newman collection. So we see the same thing from the command line because we put the CLI reporter.
And maybe you can show the other reporters?
Yes. We also added JUnit reporter that are supported by Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
And As for the HTML report, it's also something that supports Jenkins. So we have a more complete report with all the requests.
The time and the size and all that stuff.
All the tests that passed or not.
Okay, so we can do the PowerPoint.
Yes. So our function just ran, and if we put the Slack, so we see here that we had already our function running with a cron that fire up our monitoring, and we should see our next message in a minute.
Yeah. So meantime, maybe you can't.
Yes, back to the slide.
Okay, well, you've seen that we see how we are implementing a test using Postman. We see collection, requests, etc. We saw how we can export them into JSON and run it with Newman. We integrate Newman in CICD using different reporting format. And at the end, we use Newman as an NPM library. This case is Lambda.
And as for Newman, we already use it in our team. So what are the pros and cons? The pros are that we can easily reuse our collection for CICD. There is no to very little learning curve, as if you already know Postman. The Newman command line is very simple to learn, and you can use your knowledge in Postman to make end-to-end tests really fast. It's really customizable. You've seen with reporters, we saw JUnit, HTML, CLI, but there are a lot more created by the community. And we saw that the Slack reports, it's also a reporter that was created by the community. And as for the cons,
this is a minor concept. If you're working with IntelliJ, you have your type completion taken for granted. In Postman, you don't have that, so you need to look at others. No support for multiple collections, so you need to work it with your CICD if you want to have multi-collection. Obviously, no secret management, but you see we can have globals with override, the environment. So we can put it maybe in an environment, system environment, and you can use it for the test. Okay,
yes.
Maybe you can use Slack a little bit.
Yes.
Is it there?
Let's see if it's there.
No. It's not there, sorry.
We didn't add like, what is that? Wait.
Okay. So thank you, and don't forget to maybe go to another slide.
Yeah. Sorry. It's the wait.
Yeah, don't forget to write us. Thank you.
Thank you.